Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is JupiterJames and this is AstroMotivation, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little encouragement and inspiration per your unique placement within your birth chart. You know, I really do feel that before a time of technology and iPhones and this and that, we were a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly what the universe wanted from us. And it is with that knowledge and with that language that we were able to decipher our birth charts. That way we saw where our dreams were and how to get them. And so if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're going to get into Saturn in the 9th house. Now Saturn in the 9th house is going to give me someone whose karma is playing out with their father and with the religions that they find themselves in, and with the deeper knowledge and esoteric knowledge of God. You know, this is their search and their pursuit of God and traveling, and their further out endeavors, you know, going into faraway lands and learning new things, or with their gurus, you know. So, but before we go ahead and really unpack that placement, let's go ahead and separate the aspects. That way we are better able to do more with the knowledge that we've been given, and we're not just confined to Saturn in the 9th house. You know, that way we learn about Saturn and we can go do more things with Saturn and interpret Saturn in other people's birth charts and our own charts. And we can take the 9th house and do more with that as well, and go play with that and interpret it as we may. All right, so with Saturn is the very painstaking karmic planet, and this is the planet of delay and restriction and challenges. And for me as an astrologer, this is going to show me what the challenges are given to the person in order for them to learn, in order for the soul to grow. You know, believe it or not, we are not just here to work and play and sleep and get into relationships and then die, and then no, like, we are here to ultimately learn new lessons for our soul's growth. That way we ascend the karmic ladder and eventually get off the karmic wheel. But you know, and the lessons that you are here to learn are the lessons that the universe wants you specifically to learn, and so that you grow, that you change, that you evolve, okay, with the reasons that I just said before. Now Saturn in the birth chart is going to delay, restrict, and challenge you in a certain area of life. You know, it's going to be that area of life that when you look around and you see other people doing that thing that Saturn is pointing to in your chart, when you see other people do it, they can express it fully, it's successful for them, it seems so easy for them. But for you, no matter how hard you try, you almost hit a wall, or something goes awry, or something is wrong, or it's just blocked for you, you know? And for some reason you don't know why, you don't know what that is. And so that is because you are learning how to perfect that area in your life. You are learning the lessons that you need to learn, so that ultimately you become adept in that area, you become a master in that area of your life, okay? So with that being said, that is Saturn. And at 28 to about 30, in some instances at 35, you will find that your life asks you and begs you and pushes you into a corner to address that thing that has been blocked and challenged in your life. It's going to ask that you address it, or you cannot move forward in your life successfully, you know? And that is what they call a Saturn return, all right? It is when the Saturn comes back and it meets that point in your natal chart, and you will find that your life just, it's time. You know, it's time to turn in that metaphorical SAT so that you are able to live a healthier, more realized existence as who you are and who you know yourself to be, okay? Now, with the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and it's ruled by Jupiter, all right? It is also ruled by themes of college and education and religion, and your father. Your father sits in this house. If I want to know the relationship between you and your father, or the dynamic between you and your father, or what you will be experiencing within your father, I look at the planets and I look at the sign that is in your 9th house, all right? Now your 9th house is also the flavor and the atmosphere of when you hop on a plane and you go to faraway lands. What is that atmosphere that is coloring your travels, that is covering your vacations and things like that? This will be that energy. The planets and the signs that are on your 9th house will show me the energy and the atmosphere of what happens and what dictates when you travel, all right? So what happens when we take a karmic planet and we throw it into the 9th house? So first and foremost, this is gonna mean that Saturn is gonna restrict your travels. It's gonna make so that you can't travel, whether that be you can't get a passport, maybe you can't leave the country. Maybe Saturn puts the fear in you to not want to travel, or just you don't have a desire to travel. It's going to be something, or if you do travel, it's for work. You're gonna be traveling for work a lot, you know, like And when you travel, it's never fun. You know, when you travel, it's just never fun. It's always work. It takes a lot out of you, and it's probably for spiritual pilgrimages or, you know, things like that. That could be what Saturn in the 9th house can give, okay? You are gonna be someone who is learning a lot of knowledge, and you're probably gonna have a lot of, I don't know why this makes me think of, but this could be people who go to like, monasteries, or who are trying to become a preacher, and so they have to go away and find a guru or someone who's going to teach them about the Bible so that they can be ordained as a minister or ordained as a preacher. You know, you have to be called to that, and so you have to learn. You have to go to school for that. You can't just get up on a pulpit in a church and say I'm a preacher. You have to kind of be ordained for that under other gurus, under other people who say, okay, this person has learned this knowledge, you have learned this. So you could also have a father who was a preacher, or someone who just was really strict on you. Your father could be very strict because he wanted you to learn very hardcore lessons, and you just feel like your relationship with your father takes work. Your relationship with your father could, for whatever reason, be very strained and very stressed because he could be a very strict figure and wanted to teach you a lot. Or it could just be blocked in general. Your father could be far away, and so that could mean that, you know, there's no relationship. That could give that area as well. You will only really know once you bounce these things off within a full birth chart, you know. But what I do know with the general placement of this is that the relationship with your father is going to be strained and stressed for whatever reason, and it's going to be a very tricky situation with that. College is also going to be very hard for you. This is going to be an area of your life where traveling, college, and your father, you're learning a lot of karma around this. You're learning a lot of karma within you learning the esoteric knowledge of the world. You are going to probably be someone that it takes a lot for you to trust. This could also be, I could see atheists with this placement, because they just probably don't believe in a higher power. They don't believe that there's something bigger than them and more beyond. Like Saturn in the house of luck, you could feel unlucky at times. You could feel like it takes a lot of work for you to expand your life or move your life forward, or if you have a dream and a goal and you go after it, it just feels like it takes a lot to really ground it and make it real. This will get better for you post 30 during your Saturn return. But before I go ahead and clue you into some advice on what that Saturn return wants from you, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, do you resonate with this? You know, are you someone that, you know, traveling, you probably can't travel a lot, you probably have never been abroad, and when you do go abroad, it's probably for work. It will be for work. Do you work in foreign lands? Are you someone that is learning a lot of knowledge, and it's because you want to probably be a teacher? You could be a teacher with this placement, but what would really help me is if you tell me the sign that your 9th house is in, and I'll write back to you what you could be experiencing, because again, this is a general video and a general analysis of the 9th house, the 9th house with Saturn in it, okay? But I do know there's gonna be a lot of karmic lessons and a lot of blockages surrounding your travels, your father, and the lessons that these things teach you, okay? Maybe you can't travel for a reason. Maybe there is a relationship that is strained for a reason with you and your father, and there's something that you need to do. There's something that you need to express. There's something you need to say that until you do it, you will not be able to move forward in your life. Maybe there's something you need to work out with the government. Maybe you need to turn in certain papers so that you can travel to meet your father. You know, like this could be that. It could be something like that, where between the ages of 28 to 25, the universe is gonna put you in a corner and say, hey, you need to address this area where I'm trying to teach you in this life. You know, you are meant to learn the knowledge and attain the knowledge of the deeper things and the higher subjects of the world and of God. And so you could be someone that's always researching, always trying to find out things like this birth chart or your birth chart or astrology, and it could be very hard for you to grasp and understand because it could be confusing for you for whatever reason. College could be the same way, school could be the same way. You could have very stern gurus, people who want to teach you, but they teach you in a very stern way. It's never fun. It's like you probably grew up like having these teachers that were just really hard on you. You were just like, why can I never get the fun teacher? Like, why can I never just have the teacher that is like wants to teach me, but they don't want to have fun. It's very like, you know? But you could have a lot of gurus, a lot of mentors with this placement that you are karmically linked to. The college you go to, your father, your travels, a lot of karma is going to be in this area, and you're going to need to address what that is about. You know, there's something that you need to do or you need to express in order to make this area of your life successful. There's usually something you're not doing, that you refuse to do, that you're scared to do, that if you do it, you will get beyond in this area, and it's regarding those things that I just named, okay? So if this sounds like you, let me know if this sounds like you. You know, your Saturn return is gonna regard those things, and I really advise that you find the courage to really express these things in a healthy manner, or try to uncover what these themes could be for you. There's a pattern that you are in, there's a pattern that you are doing that is not making this area of your life very sufficient, you know? And it's sometimes we can blame it on divine intervention. I will give you that sometimes no matter how hard we try, it just seems like there's a blockage in that area for whatever reason. But know that if Saturn put it there, it means that you have the wherewithal to get through it. You have it in you to get through it. You just need to express it. You need to cultivate it within your personality. You need to find it in you to say, okay, usually I do this, but you know what? Come that Saturn return, I gotta do that. I gotta get on that plane. I gotta learn these studies. I gotta graduate. I gotta confront my father. I have to learn this knowledge of the universe so that I can get by in my life, you know, so that I can become successful in my life. All right, so I really do hope that this video inspired you and you gained some clarity within this video. Again, tell me the sign that your 9th house Saturn is in, and that would help me help you, and I can write back what you could be experiencing in your Saturn return specifically, because this is a general video. Also, if there is another placement that you want me to cover within your birth chart that has nothing to do with Saturn in the 9th house, write it down below, and I will get that in the queue as a part of some videos that I can get out for you guys, all right? But until further ado, until the next video, I will see y'all on the next one, and I'm wishing you all the good things, all right? Y'all have a great day. Bye.